Wendy Bowen, physiotherapist, here to teach you a little bit of a release technique and helping you treat yourself at home. A lot of these videos are coming right now because of our inability to put our hands on our clients and help do these release techniques for you. And so when these issues come up and you contact me, I'm making these videos to try to demonstrate for you how to do it, because they're not always straightforward. So here's a scenario. Someone ache down the arm, really significant ache down the arm, came kind of out of the blue, really hadn't done anything out of the ordinary. And weakness in the thumb muscle. So the thumb is related to the C6 nerve in your neck here. So knowing a history of having somebody with a motor vehicle accident, whiplash, very tight thoracic spine, so that's the mid-back area, from here down to about here. And so what tends to happen is these neck muscles can get very tight, and I've shown how to stretch those out before. A lot of tenderness in here, so likely there's a bit of a pinched nerve happening in here. So we have to release these neck muscles, which I've shown in a previous video. The other thing that I've seen happen with this ache down the arm, though, comes about the T4 level and the fourth rib. So we have our neck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7. There's where our first rib comes off, second, third, fourth. So it's about here. It's somewhere just a little bit below the top part of your shoulder blade area is that area, and the rib coming off. And what happens is our scaling muscles, our neck muscles, attach to the first rib, which is above the collarbone, and the second rib, which is below the collarbone. And they attach at the front, middle, and back. So those are the scaling muscles. And the nerve bundle comes out of those, between those scaling muscles. And it can give that tingling and numbness down the nerve, down the arm. The fourth rib, it's interesting to say what is actually pulling it forward. We do know that the pectoral muscles, the pec muscles at the front, have some attachments into the front of the ribs, and there was some prominence at the front ribs here. But there's often, with people that are getting this ache down the arm, if you feel through here, there's often a tenderness and a tightness in some of these muscles. And the serratus anterior, which are those big punch muscles, if you look at these boxers, they have these nice muscles, rib-like muscles that come around the front. Those are the serratus anterior, and they attach from the upper rib down to rib 8. And so if those are tight, they're going to have an effect on the ribs. And our ribs basically come off our mid-back here and wrap around us, the front like this. So they come around like this. So if you've had a car accident, the oblique muscles come up into the, I'm trying to think, they come way up into the top ribs as well. So the serratus anterior comes around, and the oblique muscles, which are your twisty abdominal muscles, come up and overlap and attach to these outside ribs. So when you breathe in or raise your arms up overhead, the ribs kind of roll backwards and down like this. And when you go forwards, they come down like this. So the ribs have this rocking motion. Well, if you've got tight muscles that are pulling you like this, and even when I do that, I can feel this ache down through here. Not so much on this side. And I have had some issues with this left shoulder. So when I do this motion, if my rib is being pulled by these muscles at the front down through here, I might contribute to that ache, because it's going to put more tension and alter everything that's happening up here at that brachial plexus area. So we want to correct this pattern in somebody. We want to make sure. So we have to make sure the obliques are loose. But one of the exercises I get people to do is even just to do a pressure release. So you might want to find where it's tender there. I like people sitting down with this, because I have had people get a little lightheaded. So my nodule's right there. I just put a light pressure on that and breathe in, out. So I just do this release technique just by pressure holding and out. And you can usually you can feel it softening down. And we want to think of the rib as coming back and down as I'm breathing in. and out, and it comes forward, but you just hold it there. You don't let it come forward. And breathing in and out. So when you breathe in, you're picturing it rolling backwards and down, and when you breathe out, you just kind of hold it in that position. Oh, hello there, Bauer. How are you? He was hiding under the bed earlier. So that's how we work on releasing these ribs that are being pulled forward. And you can usually feel down the side. You might find other ones. I have another one right there. So I could do it at this level as well. Just do a breathing, relaxing in and out technique, and down, and just work your way down. So I have two. I have one here and one up a little higher that are worth releasing. And then sometimes, again, like I said, the pec muscle's tight, so you can just get your hand and your thumb at the front, and it's a little pinch of a stretch, or just pinch, cross over, and just do a little pinch, and again, just pressure stretch. Breathe in and out. And that ache that you feel when you're putting pressure on a muscle should dissipate the more you hold it. If it's not dissipating, you're going to need maybe some extra help, or try a little different technique. So we want to release those muscles and get those ribs sitting properly. I did a newsletter once, called it How Well Are You Stacked? And we want these stacked nicely on top of one another, not rotated one way or the other, or a little rotate in a shift. So that's a little bit on how to release a muscle that's attaching to a rib and pulling you out. And it will often help correct the ache down your arm, tingling and numbness. But we also, remember, look at the scaling muscles as well. So it's Wendy Bowen, physiotherapist with Know Your Body Better, teaching you how to treat yourself. Thanks for watching.
If I could only find the words to say, well, I would make you mine, I would make you mine today. 'Cause I would make